Yeah, just picked the bike up. There's a bit more damage than I thought. So it needs a clock bracket and definitely the rear wheel is bent, but other than that, there's not much really wrong with it. It needs a wash. The tank's not too bad. I'm very happy with it. Just got the bike in the workshop. Had to give it a quick jet wash, man, because it was dusty, as you saw. It sounds all good. Just the headlights don't work at the front, but I'm just gonna have a look into that for a minute. So I've stripped it back quite a bit. Obviously I showed you lot that I found some wiring problems here, but I'm not going to be using these headlights because obviously I'm converting this bike to the track. So yeah, I tried to fit them back in but they weren't having it. Yeah, I'm going to slowly start stripping it away and start ordering bits tonight for it. Oh yeah, and also I did do some testing with the tester. There is power coming to the headlight plug and earth, and when I do the high beam it does change, so that should be all good if I get another headlight one day maybe. Yes guys, so it's been a few days. I've had to order a hell of a lot of bits, man, but I'm telling you, I'm super excited about this one, man. After fully inspecting the bike, there was a few more pieces that I needed, like this clock bracket, it's broken. I sent off the front and rear wheel for repair to Motoliner. They did repair the front one, but the back one was too badly damaged. I'll show you now. So it was buckled right here, and then as they were repairing it, obviously it's cracked. Have ordered another one, hasn't arrived yet, but the front one is as good as new. No buckles, you can't even tell where it's been repaired. Wicked, shout out Motoliner. And it weren't too bad, the price as well, really good, wicked. Listen, I've ordered a madness for this bike, yeah. It is gonna be an absolute weapon once it's done. I know it's looking a bit rough now, but trust me, when it's finished, I'm too excited about this one. Oh god. But in today's video, I will be fitting the headers, probably get the front wheel back on, and the racing clock bracket. I bought a DB holders one. Oh, yeah. So before I started to strip anything on the bike, I just wanted to assemble this outside just to make sure it all fits together nice. Obviously not to waste any time. Seems alright for now. Just gonna put the springs on it. It looks good, to be honest. Okay, so the springs have been fitted now. It actually looks like it's really well made, so well, we're going to see anyway once it's fitted, and obviously we'll do the sound test. I'll just start up now for you guys so you can hear it while it's cold with the Acrovic end can and, you know, the standard headers with the catalytic converter. Let's see, it'll be a cold start, so yeah. even with the stock headers and the catalytic converter, with this Akrapovic, it actually sounds really good. I can't wait to get this on now. I've literally been super gassed. Hold on. You don't know what I've got planned for this bike. This bike is going to be absolutely insane. See what I've got in this box? I'm too excited for it. I've been going on a bike the whole week. Thanks to Brett at RRPS, Road Race Shropshire. Always looking after me, man. He's flipping amazing. Literally next day delivery. This has cost me a lot of money, to say the least. Oh man, I'm too excited. Yeah, so stay tuned. Let's get cracking on this bike. And obviously there's going to be a cold start with the headers on. It's going to sound raw. Just got the fairings off, both sides. I think I'm just going to unbolt the radiator. I think there's 2 bolts up there. I'm just about to see one. And then I think there should be enough space if I move it forward. I have seen some people take off the rad completely, drop all the coolant out, but I'm not putting no Samco hoses or anything like that on it, so I think this will be my best option. There's quite a bit of space in there to get to the nuts. Yeah, let's crack on. So them 2 bolts are now undone in here. Also, I don't know if you can see here, you can bend this rod and it will just slide out. There is a bit more clearance there, as you can see from up there. It's quite a bit of distance, so let's see. If I do have to take off the rad, then I'm gonna have to, but I've seen them being done without it being removed, so let's get cracking with the nuts on the exhaust. Whilst I'm just going to crack all the O2 sensors off so it's easier to take off while it's out, or maybe I just leave them in and we just unwind them back in once they're all off. I think there's 4. I can see 1 there, 2, 3, and I think there's 1 more on the other side. So there is 4. The rear ones are 17mm, so I've already cracked that one open. So I'll just unwind that to get it out. Still a bit hot. And the front one's just a bit hot. And the front ones, they look like a 22 or a 21, but or 19, I don't know. So just to confirm, the back ones are 17, so you'll need a 17mm spanner. And then the front ones, it is actually a 21, so it's kind of difficult to get in there. But once in, let's see if I can do this on camera. Might struggle to get in there. Yes, I've just cracked it open. Like the front, like the rear ones, we can unwind them. Cool. Hopefully I don't get them too mixed up when putting them back in. Should be alright. So now what I'm gonna do is I've just cracked off all the 10mm nuts on the head. Just gonna remove the back box and see where this servo motor goes. Well, where is the servo motor? Maybe underneath the seat. I'm not too familiar with the BMWs. I'm usually around Yamahas, and obviously I've got my Panigale, so yeah. So here's the valve and the exhaust, and the servo motor is literally here, not too far away from where it is. I know on the R1s they're all the way under the seat, but this one is quiet. I'm just going to figure out how to get it off. I think I can see the plug there as well. I'm just going to I think I'm going to start by just taking these off. Yeah. Alright, so the servo motor's out. I have a blanking plug so I don't get any engine management light coming on for this. The plug is just there. Did need to use a little pick to unhook the tab, and a little bit of a fight to feed the cable through this little gap here against the engine and the swinging arm. Yeah, other than that, it's quite straightforward, to be honest. Let's see what else is left. I'm gonna probably put the plug in now so I don't forget it on. Well, don't forget it off. A few more bolts on the underside there, and then I should be ready to pull it off, obviously after I take this off. But yeah, it's nearly there. A little bit of fiddling around, but it seems to be going all right. Okay, so I'm on the last two bolts, last two nuts on the headers. They're finger tight. I think it's about to drop off. Oh, yeah. So as you can see, behind here, you'll see it move up and down. There is a long T45 bolt. Here it is. T45 bolt drops in there. The annoying thing is you have to undo this 8mm that goes onto this exhaust bracket, and it just goes through there, but that's obviously all loose. O2 sensor loose, everything is loose. This is about to fall off. Let's see. I'm gonna try to get it on camera. It's just gonna go bang on the floor. Actually, I might not. Let's see. Just as a precaution, the two nuts in the middle, they were the hardest ones. And also, if you don't remove the rad, you're very close to the radiator with your ratchet. So just be careful when you're undoing them. But I'll basically crack them open, and then I've done the rest with my fingers. There we go. That's one. I actually think this, these were the little bars I was talking about earlier. They might be in the way when dropping the exhaust down, so I might have to just take this off. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Okay, so in the end I did have to remove this bracket that sits on the block, because it was getting tangled up with the stock headers. T30, I believe, or something. Yeah, T30 bolt holding it in. I should have probably just taken this off in the first place, but I didn't. And then this has dropped down, something's still holding it. Let's see what's going on. Oh no, it's down. No, it's just heavy. Oh, look at that. That is one heavy exhaust, man, seriously. As you probably saw, I missed out that I can unbolt the oil cooler from the radiator. Just gives you a little bit more flex. So it was two of these, two T25s on either side of the oil cooler, just drop straight out. Pretty simple. It's actually not too bad of a job. So I'm just gonna get the new ones on and see how we're gonna get this on, because yeah, hopefully I didn't mix these two up. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so I've got them in. You know what, it was actually a lot easier than I thought. I'm a bit out of breath, man, but remember, these loose, hand loose, or hand tight shall I say. I've got to get the springs on them now. Yeah. Okay, so I've managed to get some of the springs on. I think this has been the hardest bit of this job. You're definitely going to need the spring puller. Let me show you what that is. Hook it onto the back of the spring, pull it down, but it's a bit of a pain to do it, man, and these springs are so tough. I've still got the other two sides to do. I'm going to crack on with that, and then I'm going to tighten up the nuts on the headers, and then I'll give it a start. Alright, so I'm on the last two springs, and I'm about to drop the radiator down because I've given in, man. I've given in. It's so tight in there. I don't know how people have managed to do it with it. Maybe it's just the spring puller I've got, but maybe the springs are too tough. Yeah, I'm gonna just take these hoses off, pull the radiator down, and then I should have plenty more space then. I've tried a few, I don't know, about an hour now to get these last two springs on, but I just can't do it. Cutting up all my hands. Let's drop this coolant down, take the rad off, and carry on, I guess. Okay, so I've dropped the rad down, and within 2 minutes, not even exaggerating, I managed to get these two on. I wish I'd done that from the start. So it was literally just these two hose clamps here. Just use some hose clamping tool. And the plug for the radiator fan. And I'd literally just moved out of the way just to gain some more access. So now what I'm going to do is reverse the whole process, but first I will be tightening these 10 mils all along and just torquing them up to spec, and yeah, it should be good to go. Actually, I still have to run this O2 sensor down to the back here and then plug this one back in. Comes with a little adapter. I'll show you that when I get around to doing it. Okay, so tightened all the nuts. I probably should have, sorry guys, this is my first time doing this on this bike and fitting headers like this. I've never done this before on another bike. I probably should have tightened the nuts first, then put the springs on. But yeah, they're all on, looking all nice and tidy. Gonna put the rad back on now. Okay, so depending on what system you bought, I'm not sure how they come. This is just one I found on eBay. Comes with an adapter that goes in here. Again, 22 mil like the front O2 sensor. This one's, I'm going to tighten that, but when I'm putting these on, I'll basically wind it back, put it in, and then wind it on. Then the O2 sensor kind of like unravels itself, just to get like straighter cables. That should be good. I'm just going to tighten this down with a 22. I'll probably just go over them afterwards anyway, but yeah. Okay, so now the exhaust has been fitted, radiator back on, filled up with coolant. I use the Silkaline Magcool engine coolant. Never had issues running it. Always been good. Springs fitted, everything's been tightened. O2 sensors has been tightened. Let me just run through everything just in case I missed anything out. Springs on, nuts on. I had to run the O2 sensor back over here. On the OEM it's at the front, but the cable's long enough to run and it's quite slack, so that's all good. Same with the rear one. For the servo motor blank, it's the Alpha Racing one. Fits straight on here. Just clips into the original servo motor. I'm gonna just clamp it down on this bracket and that should be going nowhere. I'm pretty happy with the fitment on this, even though I did buy it cheap off the internet. I was a bit skeptical, but I'm actually really happy. Maybe the only thing maybe will be the springs, but they feel strong. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna get the back box end can on right now, and then we're gonna see how it sounds. First start up, cold start. I think it's gonna sound crazy. This, you know what? I'm too excited about this one. Like I said, I've gone all out on this bike. Obviously I showed you about the rear wheel. I've got another one coming, hasn't been delivered yet, but has been posted. I've literally got the clock bracket. I bought a race one, and I'm gonna give it a cold start, see how it sounds, see if I get any engine lights or whatnot. Headers on, end can on, all buckled down, all tightened, only 2 bolts. Let's get this started up and let's see how it sounds. I know it's gonna sound mad, I just know it. sounds absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so I'm just going to be fitting the front wheel back on. Going to fit a SU2 front. Tire pressure sensor on. Don't break that when you're fitting it. So tire on, disc on. Need to fit the other side of the disc, also the ABS ring, and then we're good to fit it on the bike. I'm too excited about this bike, you know what? I can't wait to finish it. Front wheel in, just gonna torque it up, pinch the bolts down. I know I said I'm gonna fit the clock bracket, but I just seen that there's a broken bolt there, and I can't get it off the stand. So yeah, I'm gonna quickly whip up this front wheel, tighten up the brake calipers. I'm gonna call it a day because I'm tired, but I'm also very happy. This is absolutely, I just can't believe how it sounds. This is actually gonna be a rocket. Big plans for this one, man. Big plans. So there we go for today's episode. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe, comment, like. Let me know what mods you'd like to see on this bike. I've already purchased a lot, but obviously it's going to take some time to get it all fitted up. A few more plans for this bike. Right now I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, like I said, if you want to see more, please sub to the channel. Let me know what you think of this system. I know I like it. Don't know, maybe I should get a shorter can as well. I'm gonna change this at some point, but don't know when. Can't be rolling like that. Maybe I can get it repaired. It's a little dent. But yeah, thanks guys. Peace.